Hello and welcome to Lone Star Conference Media Day. I am Rylan Stiles. Thank you for joining us. And joining me right now is head coach of the men's basketball team here at Cameron University, Coach Andrew Brown. Coach, the biggest question of this whole offseason has to be the preparation that goes into it. A lot of uncertainty for everyone since March. And to get to this point, 2 weeks away from the season, what has gone into you and your program's preparation for the season?
Really hard to get prepared and to plan for the unexpected. I've been really impressed with our coaching staff and the built relationship that they've built with our players. We added a new strength coach in this offseason, and she's been instrumental in helping get our guys in a different type of conditioning and has really worked them hard. So I feel like we're in really good shape considering all the kind of the bumps in the road that we've run in. I feel like that our guys are in good shape and that we're going to be able to hit the season running.
And so on the court, what's been the biggest adjustment for you from last season to this season in terms of what you're trying to implement?
I think for us, we've tweaked our offense a lot and done a lot of different things with it. So that's been a big learning thing for our players. They have really grasped it and have done a really good job. This probably wasn't the right season to make those changes, but I've been very impressed with how we've grasped things and learned and continued to improve with what we're doing. I think teams, as always, we have to do a really good job of taking care of the basketball. The best teams that we've had in my career, whether it be at Cameron or at other stops, is the teams that have been really good are teams that created turnovers and the teams that didn't turn it over. So to start off with, we want our guys to understand the value of the ball. We want them to be very aggressive, but we want them to understand that taking care of the basketball is a big part of maximizing possessions and winning close games. And then defensively, we want to make sure that we're playing as scrappy as possible and giving multiple efforts. I thought that was our biggest weakness last year. Was not necessarily how hard we played defensively, but we didn't buy into the type of defense that you need to play in this conference to be successful. This team has really worked to buy into that. We're not there yet. We haven't totally grasped what needs to happen, but the effort has been there, and the effort to learn has been there. So, I don't like to compare teams, but I feel like this team has broken some of the barriers that we were trying to create this offseason. And now we've just got to go out and enjoy playing and just go out with the attitude that we're blessed to even be playing.
And you talked about learning there. And is it fair to say that given the fact that we're uncertain how this season will unfold and there's questions about who's going to be available for which game, that you've had to kind of accelerate the timeline of getting your new recruits fleshed into your system and equipped with the knowledge and the ability to play within your style?
Certainly, and the good thing about having 6 new guys is that it's not just the guys returning that have had to learn a new offense. We didn't have to teach it to 15 or 16 new people. We were able to so everybody at first was kind of on the same plane. So there wasn't that separation between returning players and new players. Other than once you start to get organized and they understand how we do things, that then you see the gap, but not in terms of what we're doing scheme wise. Defensively, the returners have been ahead, and I should point out the returners have really checked their egos at the door and have really bought into playing a different style of defense and a more aggressive style of defense that we think is going to be critical if we're going to improve in the Lone Star Conference.
And your recruiting class this past off season was very impressive. Is there a newcomer that you look at right now, a couple weeks from the season, and pencil him in for a big impact this year?
Well, I think all 7 of our new guys bring something to the table. I think there definitely are a couple of guys that have put themselves ahead of the pack right now, but it's so close. I would hate to just point people out. I will tell you a couple of people that have been very impressive with their consistency and the things that they've been able to do from day one and learning. I think, MJ Warrior and Keno Thompson really stick out in terms of how well they fit in. But all of our returning guys, Jalen Mangum is kind of learning our style and has worked really hard and really diligent. I see him as a guy that's going to continue to grow as the year goes along. Nikos Agaropoulos, I'm convinced he's going to play a role for us this year. He's a quick learner. He spent a lot of the the preseason, with kind of a quad injury, and he's just now starting to get more explosive and dunk the basketball around the rim like we know we can do, and he shows an ability to stretch the defense too. So those are a few guys. They all work hard. Uros Stepanovic, Miles Meredith, Isaiah Kennedy. They all bring the energy every day in practice, and it's just taking them a little bit longer to grasp what we're doing on both ends of the floor. But all 7 of those guys, you'd be impressed with how hard they work. It's just at the position of need we had, which has been really on the perimeter, replacing Jordan Lewis and Tyler Williams. I really feel like those MJ and Keno have really stepped in and added an element to us that we didn't have last year, and we are going to be putting a lot of pressure on them to play as freshmen.
Coach, thank you for your time and good luck this season.
Rylan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.